Oh, yes, of course. Like I said, I didn't play the Panthers tie week when we tied. I didn't play that game, so this one was unbelievable.
Did Wembley replicate as much as possible the home experience for you?
Yeah, man, these fans were unbelievable. They were cheering every moment, every big moment. So for a fan base who's not usually seeing a football team, the American football, man, they were into the game.
He was talented by for more than 200 yards. How encouraging is it to see him really back to what he can do?
Yeah, man, it's unbelievable to get Tyler back, man. You see what he do in the middle of the field, unbelievable. So we're just going to open up more some stuff.
Did you notice it actually opening stuff up for you today?
Yeah, I didn't have to worry about any safety, so
Yeah.
it was just for me, it was deep corner every time. So.
How much pressure do you feel under at the moment to help this team and carry this team forward?
I don't feel any pressure. I view myself as one of the playmakers on this offense, and I just go out there and do my job. I don't put any added pressure on myself.
You have to be patient, have to.
I'm always patient. I don't let stuff get to me because I flow in within the game. That's what happens.
Do you recommend the London experience to all the players back in America?
Yeah, man, this is a great experience. I'm coming out here. We had time to see the city and just coming into the stadium and see that fan base. It was an unbelievable experience. I definitely would love to come back.
Well, AJ Green talking to the media, including our own Mike White, after the 27-all tie between the Washington Redskins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Let's get some Washington reaction. Tight end Jordan Reed had 9 receptions for 99 yards and a touchdown, and Mike caught up with him.
Jordan, first of all, before we talk about the game, how good did it feel to be back?
It felt great, man. Special moment to come back at Wembley and enjoy this atmosphere. So it was a great thing.
How desperate were you to get back into it?
Yeah, I was very excited to be out there, man. Missing those 2 weeks, never like missing games, watching from home. So I knew myself I was going to play my hardest and do what I could.
99 yards and a touchdown as well in there. Is that almost as good as you could have hoped for, apart from not getting the win?
I'll probably look at the film and see some things that I wish I had back, like always. So
What did you look at?
A couple routes that I could have won on and I was overthinking and didn't take advantage of. So I take the positive with the negative and try to fix my mistakes.
A tied game. I've just come from the Bengals locker room and it feels like a sense of deflation over there. Is there any more positivity over this side?
I got positive myself. I feel like we came back as a team. We stayed together when we were down, and we ended up coming back and almost getting a W. So I feel positive.
What could have made the difference? We know field goals, and I'll maybe ask you about that, but within the game itself, what could you have done maybe as a team to get over the line soon?
We could have made some more plays, man. Myself, I didn't take advantage of a couple opportunities that I should have, that I usually do. I'm going to take this bye week and work on those things and come back versus Minnesota.
It's a tough division though, isn't it? How competitive is it going to be with this tie as well? It just all of a sudden changes the landscape a little bit.
It's definitely a tough division, and every week is very important. Just like every game, every team, it's an important game. So we just got to come back and just keep doing what we got to do and not worry about what everybody else is doing.
Jordan Reed in conversation with Mike White after he caught 9 passes for 99 yards and a touchdown in that 27-all tie in London between the Redskins and the Bengals. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have just scored out from 1 yard, and Vernon Hargreaves it was who put the ball in from a yard out, and they've just taken the lead over the Oakland Raiders. Interesting to see whether they go for a 2-point conversion or not to make it a touchdown difference between the two, remembering that Roberto Aguayo missed extra points. A couple of very important field goals. The Houston Texans have not won over against the Detroit Lions. They made it a 2-score game, but the Lions have just kicked a field goal to make it a touchdown difference between the two. There's 2:53 left in the 4th quarter at Reliance Stadium. The Jets, Brandon Marshall just connected on a long pass from Ryan Fitzpatrick. The Jets have 3rd and 11, but they're in Cleveland territory on the 46-yard line. The Patriots have added another 3 thanks to Stephen Gostkowski. And they lead Buffalo Bills by 41 points, 17, 7:06 left in the 4th. The Cardinals and the Panthers Panthers. The Panthers lead the Cardinals by 30 points to 14. The Cardinals have the ball, but a little earlier on, Simon Clancy, you mentioned that they had an intriguing 3rd and 44. Explain.
Yeah, they had a 3rd and 44. So Greg actually I just see the tweet from Greg that says that apparently Philadelphia back in 2001 had a 2nd and 48, which is, again, how you get to that situation.
You send the punter out on 2nd down is what you do.
So here was Carolina's tale of woes. Yeah, they had a 1st and 10, Arizona's tale. The 1st and 10 of the Carolina 46, no gate, and then a holding penalty that put them in 1st and 20. Then there was an illegal formation penalty that put them back to 1st and 25. A 6-yard completion, 2nd and 19. Then they had 2 penalties on the same play. First for illegal use of hands, which was a 10-yard penalty, and then a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, which was actually happened between, so after the play was over. Therefore, both penalties were assessed rather than just the one, leaving a 2nd and 44 at the Arizona 20-yard line, incomplete pass, 3rd and 44, completed a 16-yard pass, and unsurprisingly on 4th and 28 decided not to go for it and punted away.
So there you have it, 3rd and 44. The only time I can remember anything like that is actually if you're playing the Madden video game and you've got 1st and goal at the opposition 2-yard line, and then someone phones you up and you don't stop the game, and then you get delay of game penalties, you know, about 20 of them in a row, and you end up with 1st and 98.
Or if you're a Dolphins fan and the team that you're playing against has 3rd and 44 and they pick up 45 yards on 3rd down. That's happened so many times you recognize.
I felt like you were going to suggest. I also felt like you were going to suggest Cleo Lemon would be your quarterback in the Madden 2007 version. Well, there's ways to torment your opponent, Charles, and you run all the way back. Let's say you got the ball at the other team's 20, and you run all the way back towards your own end zone and just fire an incompletion because you want to run the clock out. You run back. You take your quarterback back 70 yards. Now, only so many quarterbacks aren't going to get sacked for a loss of 55. It's worth the effort just for the pure tormentation of your roommate or your opponent or whomever you're playing.
I would love to see that. That would be absolute value. And you know, you can think of players who have got, like, you know, electric speed. And, you know, imagine a Buffalo are up by 7 or whatever it may be, trying to run out the clock. You've got Tyrod Taylor, who could actually go in a massive S shape. And it could just be a cluster of 11 defenders just chasing him around the field like you would in the school ground or something like that, and then just throw it away.
It was not a good play to run with Bernie Kosar, I can assure you. Or Vinny Testaverde, or Dan Marino his last 10 years. A lot of quarterbacks couldn't handle it. You're right.
This Raiders game is fascinating because that division, the AFC West, you know, the Raiders lead at 5-2. You know, our game later, the Broncos at 5-2, the Chiefs winning at 4-2, the Chargers still not out of it. But you know, they're trailing by 7 with not that long to go, trying to drive the ball.
The 2-point conversion was good.
Absolutely. The Raiders already have 17 points, 17 penalties today. But no player, no receiver or running back has amassed more yards from scrimmage this week than the Raiders have in penalty yards. 150 yards in penalties, and the Raiders are trailing. And this is, you know, this could be a big result if Tampa can hold on for our game coming up in sort of 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that's probably because the pressure caused by those rip-roaring Tampa Bay Buccaneers, how glorious they are. In no way I say that with any bias whatsoever. The Chiefs lead the Colts by 27 points to 14. There's 8 minutes left in the fourth, and Indianapolis have the ball on their own 25, so the Chiefs will have just picked up a field goal. As you mentioned, Simon, the Raiders down the touchdown, 7 points, and so Mike Evans caught the pass from Jameis Winston for the 2-point conversion. So that nullifies the missed extra point. The Raiders have connected as well, and they've got themselves a first down there. Moving swiftly, there's still 3.5 minutes left in that game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They've got 1st and 10 on their own 40. 3 minutes 40 left in the fourth.
Big play in that Seattle game there. Big play in the Seattle Saints game. So Drew Brees had a 3rd down, was sacked by Cliff Avril, who's been brilliant. I mean, that Cliff Avril, Frank Clark, Michael Bennett combo is so good for the Seahawks up front.
Just signed a new deal as well, hasn't he?
Absolutely. Or is about to, I think. And they sacked Drew Brees, so that will hold them, I think, to a field goal. So it'll give Seattle a chance with about 2 minutes to go to drive up.
With no timeouts left either. Seattle said to use all their timeouts on this drive, so asking a lot of Russell Wilson.
Absolutely. But this is Russell Wilson's time, isn't it? I mean, he is, this is where he really makes it.
I will say, Charles, an underrated team to watch in the last 2 minutes has been the Saints. I think they've had one blowout game. Every other game they've played has come right down to it, win or lose. So they're in every game no matter what. They fought really hard in this one as well. As good as I've seen their defense play, maybe in a couple seasons, to be honest, against Seattle.
Derek Carr just hit a long ball to Amari Cooper, who just made a great catch down to about the Tampa 15. So Yeah.
It's not what I want to hear, so
Not what you want to hear.
just going to throw that out there. It's not what I want to hear.
Edit that out.
Take out the edit. Take out the edit. Yeah. Sorry.
No, 22 points to 20, as you mentioned, for New Orleans Saints leading the